Hello, I'm Diane De Los Santos, Executive Director of City on a Hill. It was about 10 years ago that I was looking for a way to quickly, but with high impact, provide education on racism to groups of people who were coming to Milwaukee to volunteer in service projects in poor neighborhoods in our city. That's when I identified the concept of racial residue as one that really resonated with everyone, with white people, with people of color, and it helped us to find ways to learn about the issue and to take action on the issue in really a very short period of time. Since then, City on a Hill has developed a training program on racism that is actually effective in as little as 2 hours and with groups as large as several hundred. And soon we received a call from the nonprofit center asking if we would offer the workshop at their organization. We did that, and one of the participants in the room that day was Tion Austin, a leader at Cardinal Stretch University. I've asked him to share his impressions of the training.
My position here, I'm the Assistant Dean of Students for Diversity and Inclusion. And so one of the things I do when I offer programming is find ways to get people to take deep looks into their actions and the implications of their actions. But in doing so, I've found that you have to have that sweet spot when you are addressing the sensitive issues. And I think that the way the training was set up, especially having a panel that was diverse to facilitate the training, everyone was able to see some of themselves in the stories and in the panel, and then that kind of was the opening to a more deep conversation, to be able to directly address the issues of racism and the lack of equity in the city in a way that's not threatening, but in a way that's direct, is something that I don't see a lot. I had never thought of it from the residue kind of metaphor, and in hindsight, like, that makes sense. You have these kind of encounters over your lifetime, and it's looming. It's almost like, if you think of a song, it's the bass line. And so the bass line is continuous throughout the song, and you have other instruments and vocals layered on it, but the bass line impacts the whole feel of the song. And so that unique way it was positioned stood out to me. I'd like to see the training offered across the city often, to different groups of people. I think it's a powerful training.
It was encouraging to hear someone as knowledgeable as Tion Austin recommend our training. Also at the nonprofit center that day was Lisa Nalbandian, someone with less background in racial disparity who offers a different and yet powerful perspective on the training.
Hi, I'm Lisa Nalbandian. I'm the regional manager for Wisconsin Public Radio here in Milwaukee. I signed up really not having a full understanding of what I was going to experience. And having gone through the program that 2.5 hours that one morning, I left seeing the world differently. Racism can feel like such a huge problem. You don't feel like you have any power to do anything about it. And this gives you some tools that you can start making change in your life immediately. I'd like to offer it to listeners of Wisconsin Public Radio, because I think there's something really wonderful by only spending 2.5 hours in a program and having it being able to change people that quickly.
I hope you can see that this training could really disrupt the status quo in Milwaukee and its surrounding suburbs. This is a place where so many white people unfortunately fail to understand an issue that is so prevalent, so painful, and so harmful to a huge segment of our communities. At City on a Hill, we're passionate about this issue. One of the reasons we're so passionate is if we cannot change the community in which our young people are growing up, all the work that we do with them will hit a brick wall when they leave high school or leave college and try to make their way in this community. With a $3,000 Game Changer grant, we could recruit, train, and compensate additional multi-ethnic teams, including co-facilitators who are Black, Asian, Latino, and then deploy them across the city to meet the demand that we already have. We have organizations waiting for us to bring the training to them, but we don't have the capacity. That's why we believe that a Game Changer grant could so powerfully impact southeastern Wisconsin.